All right, so get ready, because this week we are diving deep into some, like, serious cosmic spring cleaning energy.
Oh, yeah.
It's the week of March 10th to the 16th, and things are going to be shaken up.
For sure.
We are looking at the astrology as interpreted by Heisey.
Right.
So if you are ready to clear out some cobwebs, you are in the right place.
Definitely, yeah. This week is all about clearing out those cobwebs.
Okay, so...
You know what's so fascinating about this week?
What?
Is that we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo.
Oh, wow.
That's happening right as Mercury goes retrograde in Aries.
Oh, okay.
Talk about a cosmic combo.
Wow.
Like, seriously, for deep cleaning and new beginnings.
Yeah, it's like a 1-2 punch.
It is.
I have always felt like eclipses were like a cosmic reset button.
Yeah.
But why is having Mercury retrograde at the same time extra significant?
Well, so eclipses are known for revealing hidden truths.
Yeah.
And bringing about major changes. And with Mercury retrograde in the mix.
Oh, especially in Aries.
Especially in impulsive Aries, yeah.
Right.
It's like those revelations might come through like miscommunications or delays. You know, it's like we're cleaning house, but with a few unexpected detours along the way.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Does that make sense?
So how can we make the most of this potentially chaotic energy?
Yeah, that's the question.
It can feel chaotic.
It can.
Heisey has given like a day-by-day breakdown, so maybe we can use that to navigate this cosmic cleanup crew.
I love that cosmic cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Let's start with Tuesday, March 11th, where we have Mercury conjunct Venus retrograde.
Okay, I always think of Venus retrograde and I'm like, relationships.
Right.
But Heisey is talking about revisiting creative projects and reigniting passions.
Yes.
That's an interesting spin.
It is.
I like that.
Exactly. So a conjunction means these two planets are like super close together in the sky.
Okay.
So their energies are blending. And while it might feel tempting to jump back into an old flame
Oh, for sure.
during Venus retrograde.
It happens all the time.
Right. This placement encourages us to reconnect with what brings us mental stimulation and creative joy.
Okay. But with Mercury retrograde in the mix, should we be cautious about acting on any sudden urges to, say, pick up a long-abandoned painting project?
That's a great question. And yes, it's always wise to approach Mercury retrograde with a little bit of caution.
Okay.
You know, think of this transit as a time for reflection and planning rather than impulsive action.
Okay.
So use this energy to explore those creative impulses.
Okay.
But maybe hold off on major decisions or commitments until after Mercury goes direct in April.
So it's like we're gathering the cleaning supplies and making a plan of attack.
I love that analogy.
Before we start scrubbing everything down. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about Wednesday, March 12th?
All right.
Heisey calls this a reality check day.
It is.
With the sun conjunct Saturn.
This conjunction can feel like a bit of a cosmic reality check.
Okay.
A time where like dreams meet deadlines. It asks us to get real about our goals and responsibilities. Saturn is all about structure and discipline. So we might feel a push to step up and take ownership of our lives.
Okay, so that sounds a bit heavy.
Yeah.
After the playful energy of rekindled passions,
Right.
what areas of life will likely feel this Saturnian influence the most?
Well, Saturn's influence can be felt across like all different areas of life.
Okay.
But with the sun involved, it often shines a light on our career path,
Okay.
long-term goals, and how we're showing up in the world.
Okay.
It's a time to reflect on whether our actions are aligned with our values and to make adjustments if needed.
Okay.
This reality check is preparing us
Okay.
for Thursday's big event.
You said big event.
I did.
And Heisey agrees. They say this is the first eclipse of 2025 and the first in Virgo since 2008.
Huge.
That's a long time.
It is.
The full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo is like the climax of the cosmic cleaning we've been talking about.
Yeah, it is.
It's a time for releasing old patterns, purging what no longer serves us, and stepping into a more authentic version of ourselves.
Right.
Heisey also mentions this is a south node eclipse.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
Okay, good question.
I know the south node is linked to the past, but how does that play into the eclipse energy?
So you're exactly right.
Yeah.
The South Node represents our past experiences,
Okay.
karmic patterns, and things we need to let go of.
Okay.
So the South Node eclipse can intensify the feeling of purging and releasing old baggage.
Oh, wow.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
If the North Node is where we're headed, the South Node is what we're leaving behind.
Oh.
This eclipse is a powerful opportunity to break free from those old patterns that are holding us back.
So it's not just about cleaning the house. It's about clearing out the basement and attic, too.
Yes.
Get rid of all that stuff we've been hanging on to for years.
It's a good time for a donation run.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Okay, so I'm getting the release vibe. But Hisi also talks about this eclipse having some intense aspects, like the full moon in Virgo opposite Saturn.
Right. Okay.
With the full moon opposite Saturn, we might experience a clash between our emotional needs and our responsibilities.
Okay.
It can feel like a tug of war between what we want and what we feel obligated to do. So this is where that reality check energy from Wednesday's Sun-Saturn conjunction really comes into play.
Oh, okay.
It's about finding a balance between honoring our commitments and nurturing our well-being.
So this eclipse is asking us to be honest about what's truly working for us.
Yeah.
And what needs to be released, even if it's difficult.
Even if it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's not all tough love.
Thankfully not.
Hisi also mentions a full moon trine Uranus.
Yes.
Which sounds a bit more hopeful.
It does.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. A trine is a harmonious aspect between planets.
Okay.
So the full moon trine Uranus can bring unexpected breakthroughs and flashes of insight.
Uranus is the planet of innovation and change. So this aspect can help us see things from a new perspective and embrace new possibilities.
That sounds like a much-needed breath of fresh air.
It is.
Amidst all this intense cleaning and releasing.
Totally.
But wait, there's also a full moon opposite Neptune?
Oh, yes.
Hisi says that could bring some confusion and disillusionment.
Good.
How do we navigate that along with everything else going on?
Yeah, how do we navigate Neptune?
Yeah, Neptune's always a little foggy.
It is. So Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, and spirituality.
Yeah.
When it opposes the moon, it can create like a fog of confusion, making it hard to discern what's real and what's not. It's important to be mindful of this energy and avoid making major decisions based solely on intuition or gut feelings.
So double check everything, trust your gut, but also verify.
Yes.
I'm sensing a theme here.
There is a theme.
Okay, we've got the eclipse, some karmic lessons, and a whole lot of introspection happening on Thursday.
Thursday is a big day.
It is a big day. It is. What's in store for Friday, March 14th?
Okay, Friday brings the Sun sextile Uranus.
Okay.
Which feels like a welcome shift.
I was going to say, after the intensity of the eclipse.
For sure.
Yeah.
A sextile is a positive aspect.
Okay.
That brings opportunities for growth and expansion.
Okay, I'm feeling a bit more optimistic now.
Okay, good.
What kind of opportunities can we expect with this Sun-Uranus energy?
So this aspect encourages us to embrace change, think outside the box, and be open to new possibilities.
Okay.
It's a great time for brainstorming, trying something new, and breaking free from routine.
Okay.
We might even find that some of the insights we gain during the eclipse start to make more sense under this innovative energy.
So it's like after cleaning and decluttering our space, we suddenly have room for new inspirations and ideas to come in.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But just as things are starting to feel lighter,
oh no,
we have another major shift on the horizon.
Always something.
Saturday, March 15th marks the beginning of Mercury retrograde in Aries. Which lasts all the way until April 7th.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, not Mercury retrograde.
Here we go.
Everyone always dreads this transit.
I know, but...
What should we be extra careful with this time around?
So with Mercury retrograde in Aries, which is known for its impulsiveness and fiery energy.
Okay.
Communication can be especially tricky.
Oh.
So think before you speak.
Yeah.
Be mindful of your tone. And try to avoid jumping to conclusions.
So double check those emails and texts, maybe even take a breath.
Yes.
Before sending that potentially heated message.
All of those things.
Is there anything else we should be aware of with this particular Mercury retrograde?
One helpful tip is to pay attention to which astrological house Mercury is retrograding in your personal birth chart.
Okay.
This can give you more insight into which area of your life needs extra attention and reflection during this period.
Okay, that's super helpful.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And I think it's a good place to pause for now.
Let's take a breath.
Yeah, we need it.
We do. So to recap, right, we started the week with this like burst of creative energy, followed by like this dose of Saturnian reality.
Yeah, heavy.
And then boom, a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo.
Cute.
To shake things up.
It's a lot.
And just when we might need a break to like process it all.
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde in Aries.
Oh, no.
Arrives to test our patience.
Ugh.
and communication skills.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot to take in.
It is.
Speaking of taking in, I'm curious how this week's energy might play out for different, like, zodiac signs. Does High C mention anything specific about that?
They do.
Okay.
High C points out that Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, are likely to feel the effects of this eclipse the most intensely.
Okay.
Especially in areas related to work health and daily routines.
Oh.
It's a powerful time for them to reassess their priorities and make adjustments to create a more balanced and fulfilling life.
That makes sense considering the eclipse is in Virgo, an Earth sign.
Right.
What about the other elements? How might this eclipse impact them?
Yeah, so for fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this eclipse could bring up issues related to creativity, self-expression, and taking risks. It's a time for them to step out of their comfort zones, embrace their passions, but also to be mindful of impulsive actions.
Right, especially with Mercury going retrograde.
Especially with Mercury going retrograde in their element.
In their element, yeah. So finding that balance between passion and practicality is key for fire signs.
Yes, for sure.
What about air signs?
Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius might find this eclipse highlighting themes of communication, relationships, and mental clarity. It's a time for them to reassess their connections, seek out new perspectives, and clarify their thoughts and ideas.
Interesting. So even though it's a Virgo eclipse, it's like a cosmic ripple effect.
It is.
Touching all the elements in different ways.
Totally.
What about the water signs?
Okay. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, might feel this eclipse most deeply on an emotional level. It's a time for them to connect with their intuition, release any emotional baggage they've been holding on to, and cultivate self-care practices that nourish their souls.
It's amazing how an eclipse can bring up such specific themes for each element.
I know.
It really does feel like a cosmic invitation to do some inner work, no matter your sign.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
We've talked a lot about the eclipses and how intense they can be. But let's dive back into Mercury retrograde for a bit. You mentioned looking at the astrological house. It falls within our personal birth chart.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that? I'm curious to know what that might reveal.
Absolutely. So the houses in your birth chart represent different areas of life, like career, relationships, finances, and so on. So if Mercury is retrograding in your 10th house of career, for example, you might experience delays or miscommunications related to your work or professional goals. It's like Mercury retrograde is shining a spotlight on that specific area, asking you to review, revise, and rethink your approach.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about being careful with communication in general, but also being mindful of the specific areas of life where this retrograde energy might be playing out.
Exactly.
I love that. So as we navigate this week of intense cosmic energy, what are some key takeaways we should keep in mind? What will help us ride these waves rather than get swept away?
That is the question, right?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, it's important to remember that eclipses are powerful catalysts for change, often bringing things to the surface that need to be addressed. It might feel uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's ultimately pushing us towards growth and alignment with our true selves.
It's like we're being given the cosmic nudge, or maybe even a shove. To finally deal with those things we've been avoiding.
We've been sweeping under the rug.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to Mercury retrograde, the key is to embrace the energy of slowing down, reviewing and reflecting. It's not the ideal time to start new projects or make major decisions, but it's a great opportunity to tie up loose ends, revisit old ideas, and refine our plans.
I love that.
So use this retrograde period to catch up on emails. Reorganize that messy drawer.
Do it.
And maybe even do some journaling or meditation to connect with your inner voice.
Yes.
It's like hitting the pause button so we can come back refreshed and ready to move forward.
I love that analogy.
And lastly, but perhaps most importantly,
yes,
be kind and patient with yourself during this time.
So important.
The combination of the eclipse and Mercury retrograde can be intense. So prioritize self-care, rest, and anything that nourishes your mind, body, and soul.
All of that good stuff.
I love that reminder. It's like we're being asked to go through a cosmic car wash.
Oh.
Things might get shaken up and a little messy.
Right.
but we'll come out cleaner and shinier on the other side.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's a great way to think about this week's energy.
Okay.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
let's take a quick look ahead to the next week.
Okay.
What kind of astrological weather can we expect as we move out of this eclipse and retrograde energy?
Yes, I'm ready for some smoother sailing. Tell me there's calmer waters ahead.
Well, while Mercury continues its retrograde journey through Aries, we'll still be feeling its effects, especially in the realm of communication and technology.
Oh, okay.
So continue to double-check everything.
Yeah.
Be mindful of your words and avoid making any major commitments until Mercury goes direct again on April 7th.
Okay, noted. Patience is still a virtue, especially when it comes to communication.
Yeah.
But there must be some positive shifts happening as well, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, good.
On March 19th, the Sun enters Aries.
Okay.
Marking the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere.
Right.
This is a time of new beginnings, fresh starts.
I like it.
And a surge of creative energy.
I'm feeling a bit more energized just hearing you say that.
Good.
So even though Mercury is still retrograde, the spring equinox will bring a burst of fresh energy to help us move forward.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's a time for setting intentions, planting seeds, and embracing the growth and renewal that comes with this new astrological season.
So we're moving from a period of introspection and letting go
Yes.
to a time of new beginnings and fresh starts.
I love that.
It's like the cycle of life is playing out on a cosmic scale.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
And on March 20th, we have a new moon in Aries.
Oh, wow.
Which further amplifies this energy of new beginnings.
Okay.
It's a powerful time to set intentions, initiate new projects,
Oh, wow.
and take bold action towards your goals.
Wow. So the energy really starts to shift after the eclipse.
It does.
It's like we're emerging from the chrysalis ready to spread our wings and fly.
I love that visual.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
But what about that Neptune fog he mentioned? Will that still be lingering, potentially clouding our new beginnings?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While Neptune's influence can linger,
Okay.
the fresh energy of the spring equinox and the new moon in Aries will help to clear some of the fog.
Okay, good.
It's like the sun is breaking through the clouds, bringing clarity and a renewed sense of purpose.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
So how can we make the most of this shift
Yeah.
from eclipse season to the fresh energy of the equinox?
I think it's a great time to reflect on what you want to create and manifest in your life.
Okay.
What intentions do you want to set for this new season? What actions can you take to align with your goals and aspirations?
So it's about using the energy of the spring equinox to plant the seeds for what we want to grow in the coming months.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with Mercury still retrograde.
Oh, right.
It's a great time to revisit those intentions
Okay.
and refine them before taking any major action. Remember, slow and steady wins the race, especially during Mercury retrograde.
This is all starting to feel a lot less overwhelming.
Cool.
Even though the week ahead might still have its challenges.
Right.
Knowing the astrological weather forecast helps me feel more prepared and empowered.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Remember, astrology is a tool for self-awareness and empowerment.
Yeah.
It's not about predicting the future,
Right.
but about understanding the energies at play so we can navigate them with more grace and intention.
Well said. And speaking of navigating with intention,
Okay.
He mentioned something about the full moon opposite Neptune that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
They said it could bring confusion and disillusionment. It could.
Making it hard to see things clearly.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for our listeners on how to deal with that kind of fog,
Yeah.
especially during such a pivotal week?
It's a great question. So Neptune is all about blurring the lines between reality and illusion
Right.
when it's opposite the moon.
Yeah.
Our intuition might be heightened,
Okay.
but so is our susceptibility to wishful thinking
Okay.
or even deception.
So how do we tell what's real and what's not, especially with Mercury retrograde,
Right.
potentially adding to the confusion?
Yeah, so this is where grounding practices become essential. Try not to make any major decisions based solely on gut feelings or hunches during this time.
Okay.
Instead, double-check everything.
Yeah.
Ask for clarification if needed.
Okay.
And trust your intuition,
Okay.
but verify with facts and logic.
So basically, a healthy dose of skepticism can be helpful right now.
I think so.
Don't just take things at face value.
Yeah, don't just take things at face value. Exactly. Those are really helpful tips.
Good.
Now let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about making the most of this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo.
Yes.
It's a powerful time for transformation, but it can also feel overwhelming.
Right.
What are some practical things our listeners can do to harness this energy in a positive way?
Okay, so creating space for reflection and introspection is key during this eclipse.
Okay.
This could look like journaling, meditation, spending time in nature,
Okay.
or simply taking some quiet time for yourself to connect with your inner voice, whatever helps you tune out the external noise and tap into your own wisdom.
So creating a quiet space to process all the emotions and insights that might surface during this eclipse. What else?
Okay. This eclipse also highlights the themes of decluttering and simplification, which aligns with Virgo's energy of order and efficiency.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity to clean out your closets,
Yes.
organize your workspace, or let go of anything that no longer serves you, physically, mentally, or emotionally.
Spring cleaning for the soul. I love it.
I love it too.
Anything else?
Since this eclipse is also highlighting themes of service and contribution, consider how you can make a positive impact on the world.
Okay.
This could involve volunteering your time, donating to a cause you care about, or simply being more mindful of your actions and how they affect others.
So it's not just about personal transformation, but also about extending that transformation outwards.
Exactly.
To make a difference in the world. I like that.
Yeah. And lastly, remember to be patient with yourself and others during this time.
Yeah.
Eclipses can bring up a lot of emotions.
Right.
So it's important to be kind, compassionate, and understanding. We're all going through this cosmic shift together.
Great advice. So to sum it all up this week is a time for deep inner work. Releasing what no longer serves us.
Yes.
And embracing the potential for transformation. It might be intense.
It might be.
But it's also a powerful opportunity to align with our highest selves.
Yes.
And create a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And remember, even though we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, there's always more to explore.
Yeah.
Astrology is a vast and complex subject.
Right.
There's always something new to learn.
So true. And the beauty of it is that it's constantly evolving just like us.
Exactly.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep trusting the journey.
I love that.
I love that perspective. It's like astrology gives us this amazing roadmap for navigating life's ups and downs.
Totally.
Speaking of informed choices, I know some of our listeners might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all this cosmic energy.
Understandably so.
Is there anything else they can do to navigate this week with a bit more ease?
You know, Hisi actually offers a ton of resources on their website, tarotbyhisi.net, including personalized readings to help understand how these universal energies are impacting you specifically.
It's like having a personal cosmic coach in your pocket.
I love that.
I love that. So to wrap things up, what's the biggest takeaway you hope our listeners walk away with from this deep dive?
I think the most important thing to remember is that while this week might feel intense, it's ultimately a powerful opportunity for growth and transformation. We're being invited to clean house, both internally and externally, and to align with a more authentic version of ourselves.
Beautifully said. It's like we're being given a cosmic toolbox.
I love that.
To help us navigate this week's astrological weather.
Yeah.
And come out stronger and brighter on the other side.
For sure.
And remember, you're not alone in this.
Never.
We're all navigating these energies together.
We are all in this together.
So true. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive.
I agree. But before we go,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. Okay. Given these astrological influences, what area of your life feels most ripe for transformation or cleaning up?
Okay.
Use this week to reflect and set intentions for positive change.
That's a great question to ponder. And remember, even though eclipses and retrogrades can bring challenges, they're ultimately opportunities for growth and evolution.
For sure.
Embrace the journey and trust that you'll emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. Thanks for joining us on this cosmic adventure.
Thanks, everyone.